Okay, I'm going to use some Vallejo Model Color Light Gray. And I'm just going to squirt this in here. And just a few drops. Or a good blart of it. And I have a, what is this? Army Painter Dry Brush Brush. This is pretty cool. It's got some nice bristles on here. They're kind of stiff, and I like that. And like I mentioned before, basically my intent with this stuff is to just... Ooh, that's way too much. So just go on and paint kind of highlights of areas on here. Edges like this. Actually, that would look quite nice. I have to do that later. Still have way too much on here. That's basically getting me the look that I wanted. This brush is too big. I don't have, and the pieces are too small. So I'm not quite getting that control that I wanted. That looks pretty darn good though. Quite happy with this. So, apart from me being very, very quiet and boring, this is going to be a very, very long process for me to do. And it's going to take me, as you can imagine, quite a while to get it all done properly the way I wanted it. But it's actually looking really good. So I'm super psyched about this. Let me just have a look at that. Yeah, and there's some streaks going down it, but that actually looks okay. It's definitely bringing out the detail that I wanted in it. Yeah, that looks really good, as far as I'm concerned. Especially on the nice corners and edges, you can really see that nice light color. Where I really want to do this is on the railings and stuff like that. I really want to have the railings being much lighter so you can see them more. So, but yeah, like I said, this is going to take me a very long time to do. I'm going to go very, very close to my face throughout all of this, and yeah, just going to go ahead and do this for a good who knows how long. But I'm liking the look of it so far, like I mentioned. And after this is done, I think I'll be able to remove the masking for the deck. Maybe. I'll see. I'll try and figure out what's next. But, yeah. I'm getting close to being done this thing, which is crazy. I never thought I'd get this far. Never thought I'd get to airbrushing it this week. So... yeah, I'm going to go back and get to work on this, which, again, will take me a while to do, but it's going to look, I think it's going to look really good once it's all done. Alright guys, it's time for a lot of kind of explaining. I'm going to be doing a lot of little detail painting stuff. I gave it a black wash in some areas and cleaned it up, just to give it a bit of grime on some things and to, again, highlight some details, and it worked out fairly well. It worked out much better on the side of the hull here. I'll show you guys. So you can see some there. Looks quite nice. I'm very happy with that. I actually did remove some of the paint. I'm not quite sure how I did that. I wasn't rubbing it that hard, at least I thought. So I'm going to have to do some touch-ups there. I think I'm just going to use the Vallejo gray for that again. This light gray color here. I'm going to use some Vallejo white. I'm going to paint the canvas on here, and then I'll give it a wash. Highlight nice all the canvas in front here. And what I'm going to do next, and this is, I'm not going to record this because it's, you know, usually I do like a speed play or something to kind of quick time lapse type of thing, but it's going to, I'm going to be very, very close, working out on all these little details. I'm going to remove the tape now, so I'm pretty excited to see that in action. Dry brushing, I was really happy with how the dry brushing worked out. Like, especially here on the front, you can really see it. All this nice little detail in there. Yeah, it's half of the ship is in the frame. Actually, 3/4 of the ship is in the frame, but it wants to focus on the back of my hand. So there you can see all this detail in there, and I'm really happy with that. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and work on the back and just slowly remove all the tape and get that off, and then start painting up all these little details. And again, it's a lot of stuff I just can't show on camera because it's so small. I picked such the wrong project to do all this with, because again, in hindsight, it would be so much easier in the 350 scale where it's, you know, really big and I can get things close to the camera without, you know, actually it is close to the camera without having to here and show it up really, really close. I think I'm going to use this brown sand color to paint all the little spools. I don't know what they are, actually. I tried looking them up. I think they're fire hoses, like here. I don't know what they are. I'm sorry. Got to paint the chains black. Yeah, there's still so many little details, but for right now, we're going to remove all the tape and see how that turned out. I'm a little nervous because I know on a couple areas here, I know I super glued the tape to the deck, so I gotta get a fresh hobby knife in there to cut that out. So this is going to be a very long process. Cross your fingers, hope that this works out peacefully here without any little fuss. And here we go. Okay, what have I done since I last recorded? I don't remember. The canvases are painted. Whoops. Nice bright white. I think they look pretty good. And my brother, I gave him the planes to paint, and he actually got them done really quick. I was really surprised. So like, here's the one in the back. I wanted to have one in the back there. And would you quit focusing on my hand? Come on. There's a huge thing in front of you, and you're focusing on my hand in the background. So there they are, wings folded up. And then, yeah, I glued the crane on there. Really happy with that. Really, really happy with that. And I just spent the past, I don't know how long, putting on all the little turrets there. Now, you remember I said that I was short 2 in the back here. Although I was actually wrong. I had assembled them and I miscounted. So they're actually right there. But I'm just going to leave those ones on because I don't want to have to deal with all that. Maybe I'll take them off. I'll figure that out later. Maybe I can just pop them off. Who knows? Who knows? I don't even really care. They look kind of good as far as I'm concerned, but maybe I'll give that a whirl. So the next thing I'm going to do here is glue all of these little sub-turrets on, these smaller ones. And yeah, they sit on the outside there, on the outside edge. And they're going to take me just a little while to do. They're not going to be that difficult, but what I don't like is I'm not going to have my handles, so maybe I'll leave those off until much later. That would probably be a better decision. But I think I'm getting really close to gluing the superstructure and all this stuff down on here. So this is getting really close to, you know, finally having this being permanently fixed on there. And yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I think I'll leave these off to last, the little turrets. And then what I'll do is I'll start rigging it. And I'm going to do a very simplified rigging. I'm not going to go all out and very accurate because it's too small, and the more stuff I keep putting on, the more fragile this kit becomes, and it's very, very frustrating to bend pieces and break off things, and I'm trying very, very carefully to hold this and work on it and stuff, if you know what I mean. So I want to be as careful with this as I can, and yeah, that takes quite a bit out of, in a way, the how much I feel like I can do with it. Because if it was the big 350 kit that I have, that one's going to be wired up as accurate as it should be. For this one, it's going to be very basic, very simple, and it's just going to look good. I think that's all I'm going to go for with this one, is just enough of it is there so that you see it and you appreciate it, but it's not really like, ooh, wow, look at that. It's not going to be that terribly impressive. So that's about it. I'm going to go back to work here. Okay, I am very close to being done this model, which I'm very excited about. I did the lines, and remember I said I was going to keep it very minimum, so that's what I did. There's just a couple here going down the front and the back. So you can see, very simple, but there's something there. So now I'm going to let this all dry, and the next thing I'm going to do are the flags. Where are they? Here they are. So yeah, I'm going to do these sorry. I'm not doing the battle flag. I'm doing the state of normal and the regular flag. So this one here, this one goes on the back, and this one, little one here, will go on the front. So I'm gonna go do those. This is a waxy paper, very thin. So I think that'll work well with just white glue, I hope. It's kind of transparent, like it's not like a really bright white, which kind of bugs me a little. But yeah, who knows? Maybe it'll just be nicer once it's on the model double-sided or something like that. So once those are on, I think I'm going to put the planes down on the back here. The dish on top here, the radar, I'm going to finally glue that down. Look for any little touch-ups I need to do, and glue the little turrets down here on the side, and it's done. Actually flat coating it, and then it's done. So pretty darn excited here. I also glued on the bottom, and you know, having that weight in it, it's actually kind of fun. It's actually nice to have that in there. It really makes the Yamato feel bigger somehow. So that's my plan. I don't know if I'll record anything else. If I do, it'll be stuff that I found out as I was going along the model, things like that. I did replace the two guns in the back with the triple barrels, you can see there, instead of the double. So that looks a lot better. Actually, it wasn't that noticeable, but there's a bit of me that's at peace because there's triple barrels there now. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna go do all this stuff here, and I'm pretty excited. I think it's looking really great. I'm really happy with this thing. I can't wait to flat coat it and see how it all turned out in the end. And that's about it. So yeah, unless I think of anything else, there's gonna be a slideshow, and that's about it. Or who knows? I don't want to jump the gun here. So. Alright guys, here it is. The Yamato is done. Really had a blast building this project. This was a very long project, and my next few builds would better be short ones so I can kind of recuperate from this. The kit itself is pretty darn good. I thought it was a very fun kit. Stand alone without the metal, and you know, if you picked one up for $20–30 and took it home, you'd have a very fun time building it. It's very fun ship, and not that complicated. Again, there's a lot of parts, so I don't know if you'd want to paint it all. There's a lot of hand painting to do on this, and airbrushing it made it a lot easier. That's kind of the only thing I can say is a fault at it. It's so much work. It's just so much easier to have an airbrush on this particular project. But you can go get yourself like a $10 Krylon rattle can, and yeah, I think you'd be basically laughing. And it was just a ship model has been on my radar to build for a long time now. I've wanted to do one for quite a while, and I'm really glad I finally was able to do it, and to play around with the photo etched metal. A lot of people I know are kind of sighing right now that why'd you use the metal and it's a waste of time, and I get where you're coming from. I do, but I like it. I love photo etched metal on ships, and for me it was just a fun experiment to get to try it and have a bit of fun testing out using photo etched metal. And again, I just really liked it. I had fun doing it. I'm not saying it needs it or anything like that, but for me personally, I had fun. I had fun messing around with it, trying to get it to work. Again, it wasn't the best metal, and there's definitely a lot of areas that it didn't explain properly, and yeah, I kind of had to make my best guesses a lot of the time, as you guys saw. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. I really like the railing. If I ever build the 700 scale kit again, unless it actually comes with a fret of etched metal, I doubt I'm ever going to buy it. But the one thing I will buy is the railing, because the railing does look really spectacular on the model. Compared to all the other etched parts, which I know where they are on here, the railing is by far still just the best part of it. I just look at all the railing compared to all the other metal pieces that I put on here, and the railing just stands out. It really does. I just see it, my eye catches it, and I just really love how that stuff turned out. So I don't really know what else to say about this. It was great prep work for me for when I get to getting I'm going to get a bigger photo etch set for my 350 scale Musashi, because I really want to have that one as a big standout model. And I'm not gonna do small 700 etch stuff like this again. 350 scale, sure, I'll go kind of more crazy on it, because there's a lot of little fussy parts. For me, I know there's a lot of models that don't mind small photo etched metal, but for me, it got to me after a little while. I wanted something more big and sturdier that I could use. Yeah, so it was definitely good practice for when I get around to the Musashi and everything. The deck didn't turn out as nicely as I had hoped. I still like it, but again, it was a good practice for me just to learn how to do it, see how it works, and see what it looks like, see, you know, what works and what doesn't. So I'm quite, you know, pleased with that. And as far as the rigging goes, I mentioned that before. I would have been basically working myself into the ground if I were to have added in every little rope in here and all that stuff, and just with the easy line, just making some little additions on there. That's perfect. It looks great. As far as I'm concerned, I've seen other people and they've gone all out, and I just wasn't up to it. Again, 350 scale, yeah, I'm definitely gonna do all that, but 700, yeah, it wasn't. I didn't find it to be terribly necessary to the build, and I'm really happy with it. Thanks to my brother for painting up the little planes on the back. I think they look pretty great. They're very, very small, and he did a fantastic job painting those. So I'm really glad that those are on there. It adds a little bit more, what's the word I want to use? A bit more busyness, I guess, to the model. And it's nice to have these planes on the back because they actually add some color. You know, it's just gray and brown and little bits of white and black, and then you get these beautifully painted green aircraft, and I think they look pretty darn great. So yeah, I think that's about everything I wanted to talk about as far as this project is concerned. And just to say, a big thanks to everyone who sat by and watched this video's build. I know it must have been quite long and boring in some areas, but I hope you've enjoyed this. I certainly enjoyed building this kit. It was very, very fun, and again, it just made me all the more excited to get that upgrade kit for my Musashi and get building on that one. I really want to have that one done. And as I mentioned earlier in the beginning of the video, I am going to put this one on water. It is going to be in a display case. I just have to buy the glass for it. So it's going to be in a display case. It's going to be on the water. And I'm going to do a whole video about building and painting and doing the water effects. But that's not going to happen till I work on the big Musashi, whenever that'll be. Because I have to buy this stuff in big bulk. I can't just buy it in a small stuff, the supplies that I need. Like, I can buy it in a very small container, but they kind of go from small to big, and it's one of those things where it's like, just buy it big bulk, and it'll cost a bit more, but it'll be worth it in the long run. So yeah, that won't happen for a little while, but it will happen. I'm going to get to that, and we're going to hopefully have a fun time making some water on this thing, which I'm really looking forward to. So that's it. Without any further ado, I will dismiss, leave you on your way here. This is Rebels of Cloud9. Again, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Please check out the blog. It'll be down in the description below. The blog, I have uploaded over 128 pictures that I took of this Yamato build. Lots of detailed pictures of the metal and lots of still pictures of basically the whole build as it progressed, and I just thought that would be the easiest thing to do because, again, it was really small for me to capture here on video. So check that out down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe if you like. There will be more model kit builds and inbox reviews and stuff coming up in the near future. And I'm going to go work on some of that right now. So that's about it for me, guys. This is Rebels of Cloud9. If I haven't taught you anything, at least you learned what not to do. I'll see you guys next time.